everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Lauren here at Just Believe, back with another tennis trading strategies video. So today's strategy that we're going to be looking at is back the favourite. So why do we back the favourite? Well, there's a couple of reasons why we do it. The first is that they're expected to win, so enough said there. As a result, their odds should shorten and we can profit from the movement in the odds. So if we back high and lay low, then or lower than we've backed, then we'll make a profit. So if it sounds interesting, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel to grow and reach more people. So you're going to see some live video footage, and here it is. Okay, so here on this video we are backing the favourite. Now so this is a match at Queen's in London, and Berrettini is 1.47 at the moment, relatively relatively early on in the match. It's his first service game. We backed him at 1.46, and at the moment you can see it's 40 points, all 40 all. So my cash out option is minus 470 because you know, if Daniel Evans gets the next point, which it looks as though he has, then he'll be in a position to take a lead in the match. So yeah, this strategy, it's different to in the last video where we were looking at laying 1.03, laying the favourite at 1.03. This is backing the favourite, so the idea is very similar. What we want to do is we want to back the favourite and look for them to take a winning position in the match, because when they do that their odds will drop, which means that we should be able to lay against them to exit the trade at a profit. Excuse me. So at the moment Berrettini is having a little bit of pressure. It's probably a bit of nerves because he's playing against Daniel Evans, Daniel Evans is British, he's playing in Britain. Perhaps maybe Berrettini's feeling the nerves about that somewhat. Just, you know, it's a lot of the time the first game in the match the players are shaking the nerves out of their arms, so it's not uncommon for players to lose their first service game at the beginning of the match. So we'll just see how this progresses. But the strategy itself, backing the favourite, is basically that you're backing the favourite knowing that they're going to take a winning position at some point in the match and being ready to capitalise when they do take that winning position. So by capitalise I mean, like I just said, you'll be trading out for a profit at that point. Now there are specific times in the match where you want to back the favourite. So as you can see, just to pause there briefly, Berrettini has won his service game, and so you can see his odds have dropped back down to near enough where they were when we entered the trade. So getting back to what I was saying about when do you back the favourite in tennis, well, you want to be backing the favourite just before, well, to be honest with you, there's many different ways and means that you can do any of this and be successful. But from what I've seen in my experience of tennis trading, if you back the favourite as they're about to start their service game, so maybe at the sit down when the opponent has just finished serving, or if the favourite has even broken the opponent but hasn't started to serve. The point is you can back them just before they're about to begin their next service game, because the idea is that if it's a strong favourite, the likelihood is that they will hold their service game, and when they hold their service game they're one game nearer to winning, which means that the odds will drop. And that's all you need. Remember, if you've backed them, if you're doing a back to lay, you just need the lay odds to drop in order for you to get a profit. So you can back the server before they're about to serve, You could also back them in the mid, whilst the service game has sort of started, although you probably will need to have to do this consistently, you will need to have use of software to help you get matched quickly, because there's only 30 seconds in between the end of one point and the beginning of the next point. So that's the window that you have to get your trades matched if you're going to be trading in play, as in whilst the game is in progress. If they're sitting down, once every so often they go and sit down for a break, you've got a little bit more time there to get your trades matched, hence why I said a good time would be at the sit down just before the favourite's about to serve. So that's basically where things are now. I'm going to let it run for a moment just so that you can see typically what happens and how the thing with sports trading, especially tennis, when you're a beginner, all sports trading, but we're talking about tennis, is you'll see that your screen is red, like your profit, your cash out is minus profit, you're cashing out for a loss, and you can think to yourself, oh, do you know what, oh, this isn't good, oh my gosh, I've lost that money. In exactly the same way with trading in stocks and shares and so on and so forth, the stock market, you only ever lose the money when you cash out. Okay, so until I press that cash out button twice, I haven't lost $7.69. I'm just at risk of losing $7.69. So you need to manage that knowledge and manage that psychology. Now, I'm not saying that means you should stay in until it's like 1 point away from Daniel Evans winning, but you just manage it, and I suppose this will come with time and it will come with experience. You'll feel a bit more confident about the fact that, okay, yes, it's technically saying minus 769 at the moment, but it's early on in the match. There's lots of opportunity and possibility for Berrettini to come in. The only downside that I can see when you're trading tennis and you've started, let's say, early on in the match, and you're at a minus figure after a short amount of time, we're less than 10% into our overall liability, so it's really not that bad. But the biggest thing that I can see about this situation is the fact that you're going to potentially need to stay in the match a bit longer than what you wanted to. If you were hoping to just have a quick trade where you get in and get out very quickly, well, that hasn't happened. It means we're going to need to be in a little bit longer, okay? Because it's the beginning of the match. It will need to progress. Berrettini and Evans will need to sort of get limbered up. It's a bit rainy, a bit cold today. Do you know what I mean? So as time goes on, the match will get a little bit more competitive and you will start to see more fluctuation in the odds. And all you need to do at that point is just be in a good position, ready to strike. Now, to give you an example of what I mean by that, again, this is all easier when you're using software, but for the purposes of what we're doing, we're just using the app. So to get yourself in a good position, you can actually put in your exit trade now and wait for it to get matched. Because we're so early on in the match, excuse me, we've got at least another, okay, let's see, at least another 4 service games for at least another 4 service games for Evans. Well, maximum another 4 service games, I should say, not at least, maximum another 4 service games for him. So the point is that we've got a lot of time left for this to actually turn around. So yeah, it essentially just means that we've got to be left, we have to wait a little bit longer for this to turn around. But at the end of the day, to get ourselves in a good position, all we really need to do is think about what odds do we want to be exiting at, or what odds do we want to be reducing our liability at. So if we've backed at 1.46, we know that in order to exit we need to lay in some way, shape or form. So if we open up the lay box, we know we've backed at 1.46. Let's go down to 1.44. which is 2 clicks away from what we backed at. And then if we took £50 out at that point, it means that our liability would be 50, but our what we would stand to make would be 24. Now you can't see it at the moment because it's an unmatched bet. We have to wait for these lay odds to go down to 1.44, but when that happens, we'll have reduced our liability by £50. Why would you do this? Well, this is to cover yourself, because when you enter a trade, you do so because you're expecting to get a quick movement that you want and then get out. You don't really enter the trade to sort of be in it for like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. You know, the idea is to get in, get out. So we know the easiest way to get out with a profit is going to be near to the very near to the odds that we came in at. So that's why I've put in basically another trade at 1.44. So for this 1.44 to actually happen, what we need is Berrettini to get some break points on Daniel Evans' serve. So or to go ahead in the game at the very least. So we need Berrettini ideally to go 1 or 2, in a best case scenario, 3 points up on Daniel Evans. So here we've got 1 point. He's just got 1 point on Daniel Evans' serve, and you can see what's happened. The odds have changed in Berrettini's favour. So that is what we're waiting for. We want Berrettini to take a lead, whether in the game, in the points, or in the games, or in the sets. And if we get that, then we're going to be green. So what we do in the meantime, if we're not comfortable with leaving the £400 on the table, we put ourselves in a position to gradually reduce the amount that we put on the table. It may mean that here we go, £2.85 profit. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to cancel that. Oh, I got it. I didn't get to cancel it. I actually got matched at the 1.44. I was going to try and get in at 1.4. We'll take another 25 out just to show you how you're protecting your liability but also leaving yourself something on the table. So now we're at the 1.38. Let's see if we can get 1.38. It was taken 12.50 out. We've got 1.37 there, and we've got 1.31. Okay, so all we're doing is we're reducing our liability because Berrettini is in a winning position. You can see that if I put my average odds on, we backed at the beginning, we've done one back trade, £146, and so far we've laid out at 141. That's why we've got that profit. Now Berrettini's gone, as I said, 3 points up. We just got 1.26 there. Let's see if we can get that again. We'll do 15. So here in this last trade that I've tried to set up at 1.26, which hasn't been matched yet, what I've done is I've put a little bit more than, I'm trying to take out my liability but also drag over some of the profit that's on Berrettini onto Evans. By doing that, not only do you remove the remaining liability of £12.50, as you can see on the screen, that's just been matched, but you also put yourself in a position where regardless of the outcome, you make a profit. Now, what I'm going to do on this situation, as you can see, the maximum I would make on Berrettini is 647, and at the moment, if I was to cash out, I would make 536. Now, just to give you a rough idea, 536 divided by 647, if I cash out now at 536, which I'm going to do, that is an 82% profit. Well, not profit, it's 82% of what I would have made if Berrettini had won the match. Okay, so in the time that it's taken me to record this, which at the moment is 13 minutes, I have risked £100 of my own money for less than 13 minutes, and I've walked away with £5.37 regardless of what happens in the tennis match. So guys, if you liked what you've seen on this video and want to see more about how you can do this too with the tennis trading on Betfair, then please do take the time to subscribe to the channel. Leave me some comments below as well about what how you're getting on with your tennis trading. I would be really interested to know how you are all getting on with your tennis trading out there, and what other videos you'd like me to make to maybe help you on your journey. Alright guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you on the next video.